What's up, guys? Manuel Jones here. We back at with another video, and this time we'll be doing our Week 13 predictions. Last week I went 11-5, which I did pretty good, and overall is 114-64. And then we got the Bears, Bills, Giants, and Raiders, Ravens, and Vikings on a bye week. So we're gonna have to do really good this week because we had 6 teams on a bye. So before I give you my predictions for Week 13, don't forget to put a thumbs outside the video, subscribe to my channel for more awesome, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below who you think is going to win Week 13. Overall, I picked the Cowboys to win 30-20, and they won 41-35. So let's get started with the rest of the games. So we got this game right here. We have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans. Indy is favored by a point, but yeah. But obviously, this is a game right here that can go either way. Now, most people right here are kind of leaning the Colts because I feel like the Colts are in a better position to make the playoffs and they have more to play for. And Tennessee probably doesn't because Tennessee may not make the playoffs, though. Because I feel like if Tennessee wins this game, I feel like their playoff hole still be a lot. But here's the thing. I think this game will be awesome to watch, But as you look at it, I think when I look at the Colts defense, the Colts are really good on defense, especially they've been competitive on offense. Just Shane Steichen, like I said, he's been a good offensive coach. In Tennessee, I've been a little bit down a little bit. So, yeah, but here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take Tennessee to pull off the upset. And the reason why is that Tennessee's at home, and I feel like Tennessee pretty much owns the Colts. Because the Colts, I think, beat them last time. I think Tennessee might want that revenge because, the Colts had beat them once. But I don't think they're going to sweep them, though. I mean, I would not be surprised if they did, but I think Tennessee is going to pull off the upset at home. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think, the Titans' defense can do enough to, confuse Minshew. And I kind of really feel that, they have the pass rush to get after him, and I think they'll do a good job stopping their running game because, Jonathan Taylor's out. I think Derrick Henry might have a monster game because the Colts defense, even though it's good, I think Tennessee's offense can move the ball against them. And I don't think the Colts are going to have an answer for the passing game, especially Will Levis has been playing really good. There's some games he had some good moments, some games he had bad moments. So, yeah, I think Tennessee is going to win at home for sure in a low-scoring game. I'm going to go 24-20, 20-17, something like that. So, yeah, I'll go with the Titans here plus the 1. Next game, we have the LA Chargers versus the New England Patriots. Obviously, the Chargers are favored by 5.5. Obviously, I feel like this game can definitely go either way. Now, I pretty much understands that this is a team that Belichick pretty much owns. But I kind of feel like this is a different Chargers team they're playing. But I kind of really feel that the Chargers, because I feel like I'm leaning towards the Chargers to win this game because I think the Chargers have the better offense, they have more receivers, and they have a better O-line, and I feel like they can find a way to move the ball against the Patriots defense that has been a little good, especially their run defense have not been great this year, especially their secondary has not been great. But you can argue saying that, their defense played really good against the Giants, but they couldn't really do it because, New England did not win the game because, their kicker missed a field goal. So that's pretty much why the Patriots lost the game. On the other hand, I think the Chargers, defensively, especially Brandon Stanley, he's really good against bad quarterbacks. And now this is Bailey, and I believe the Patriots are starting Bailey Zappi. I think, that the Chargers defense finds a way to, put up a good game plan to confuse Bailey Zappi and a young quarterback. Because I feel like their pass rush can do enough to, stop the run, and they can, do enough to confuse Bailey Zappi. But here's the thing. I think New England's going to move the ball in this game. But I wouldn't be so shocked if they score 20 points in this game because New England has struggled to score a lot of points, and we know this team can't score a lot of points. And, they've been bad in the red zone this year. But I think they do keep it close this time because I think New England's going to try to move the ball. And I think their defense is probably going to do a good job to confuse Herbert and all that. So, yeah. So, I'm probably going to go ahead and just take the Patrons plus the points. I like this spread here. I'll take the Patrons plus the points, but I'll take the Chargers to win because they have the better quarterback. And I just think there's a more complete team. Even though New England has a better coaching staff, I think the Chargers win. But I'll take New England plus. I'll take New England with the points. I say it will be closer, like 23-16, something like that, 19-16. I wouldn't be shocked if this game is a low-scoring game, but I think New England finds a way to pull it off. I mean, I think that the Chargers find a way to pull this one off. Because I feel they need to win this game so badly if they want to get their playoff hopes alive. So I'm going to give them this win here. But I'll take the Patrons to cover. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions versus New Orleans Saints. Detroit's favored by 4. Obviously, I got the Lions win this game. And the reason why I got the Lions win this game is because the Lions, they're the more complete team. They have better coaching. I believe they have the better quarterback for I like to say they have a better quarterback. I mean, the Saints, on the other hand, they stink. I mean, Derek Carr, he's been very conservative. And, the Saints, their offense right now, they're not able to move the ball. Especially they've been bad in the red zone as of lately because we know New England, we know the Saints couldn't move the ball in Atlanta. And their defense is definitely a little bit up and down. Especially their run defense has not been great. I think the Lions are going to move the ball on the Saints. And I think they can throw the ball on the Saints. Because without Lattimore, I just kind of feel like that, the Saints secondary could be an issue. Because who's going to cover St. Brown, Williamson, and Sam Laporte? And who's going to cover those guys whenever you don't have enough corners? So I feel like the middle of the field is going to be open. And all of a sudden, the Saints are dealing with some injuries on offense. Shaheed is questionable to play, and Olave is questionable to play as well. If these guys don't play, this offense can definitely be worse. If they play, I think it'll be best. But the Lions kind of have a high-powered offense, so I don't think the Saints going to be able to keep up because I don't think their offense is as great. But I feel like Detroit does get back on track this week after, coming off a loss. But I feel like they kind of keep this game pretty close. Because the Lions' defense have not been impressing me, though. Think about this. Their defense, has not been playing their pass defense has not been been great. And their run defense, I say, is okay, but their pass defense is not playing okay. I think the Saints can find a way to move the ball. I think they're going to move the ball in this game, and I think they're going to keep it close and competitive this time. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Lions blew them out. The only way the Lions blow out the Saints if Derek Carr, struggles in this game. But the Lions, looked at pretty poor against Green Bay. If they do the same thing against New Orleans, you're not going to come back and beat New Orleans. That's the bottom line here. But here's the thing. I'm going to take the Lions to win by double digits, and I'll take them to win like 27-17. But I'll take them to cover as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much why. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Jets. Atlanta's favored by -3. Obviously, this game right here can go either way. But basically, though, they're favored by 2. Actually, yeah. Man, I really want to take the Jets to win because I heard that Aaron Rodgers is back. Like, there's no way in hell Aaron Rodgers could be back coming off a torn Achilles injury. Like, if nobody kind of understands the medicine he takes, like, this dude just say on the Pat McAfee show saying that, hey, that I'm planning to return from Achilles injury because a lot of people are saying that, that Aaron Rodgers, looked good and all of a sudden. Like, what? Like, what in the hell? He's coming back from Achilles injury so quickly, though. I thought he was supposed to be out for the season, but now they're saying that he has a chance to play in, like, week 16. That would be huge. But anyway, I'm taking the Falcons to win this game because Atlanta, has a better offense. The Jets' offense stink. They can't even score some points right now. I mean, you can say their defense is pretty good, but it's been up and down because we see them got exposed by the Dolphins. I think they can keep this close because I think the Jets' defense is going to find a way to confuse Ritter. And on top of that, another reason why I'm thinking the Falcons are going to beat the Jets is because the Jets, they're starting Tim Boyle. Man, if the Jets win, I wouldn't be shocked. But I think the only way they win is that their defense can confuse Desmond Ritter. I think that's a way because I feel like this is a good matchup for the Jets because they have the corners to cover the Falcons receivers. They have the pass rush to get after Ritter, and they're really good at stopping the run. I think maybe they'll find a way to slow down Robinson. But by the way, I think Atlanta's defense has been proven has proved a lot because their defense played really good against the Saints, and especially I think they'll find a way to at least like confuse Tim Boyle and the Jets offense because they have a good secondary that can really find a way to at least like cover Garrett Wilson, and I feel like they can do that because Garrett Wilson, there's been a lot of pressure on Garrett Wilson a lot, and the rest of the Jets receivers kind of stink. So yeah, that's pretty much why I think Atlanta wins. But I'll take them to cover as well. I'm going to say like it's going to be a low scoring game, like 17-16, something like that. I got a low scoring game. I think it's going to get ugly and it's going to be a defensive game. So yeah, that's why I think I'll take Atlanta both ways. Or I'll just take them to win at least 17-10. So yeah. So I'm going to say like and plus Atlanta has a better coaching. They have better coaching and they're more stable at quarterback position. I just think they're a more complete team. I mean, that's pretty much why I think Atlanta, wins the game and they cover. All right, next game we have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are favored by 5.5. Obviously, this number now is saying now they're favored by 6.5. Obviously, I got the Steelers in this game because the Steelers should win this game easily because they're the more complete team. They have better coaching. And you can argue saying that the Cardinals could have the better quarterback as well. Because Kyler Murray, I mean, he's really good, but he hasn't really played really good like last week against the Rams. We see them got blown out by the Rams. But I think they can keep this game pretty close, though, because I think the Cardinals are going to try to move the ball on the Steelers' defense. Because sometimes the Steelers' defense sometimes stinks because they can get ran on sometimes. And they can get passed on sometime. I mean, think about this. The Steelers have not been scoring a lot of points lately because of their offensive struggles, and they still beat the Bengals, though. But I would not be shocked if Arizona wins this game. The only way if Arizona can win this game is that if the Steelers defense just gets literally routed by Kyler Murray. And then the Cardinals defense just at least like step up to confuse Kenny Pickett. But I think the Steelers offense, they've been running the ball really well. I think they're going to move the ball in this game because I don't think the Cardinals defense is that good. So they should be able to move the ball against them. Especially their defense should be able to confuse Kyler Murray. I think their pass rush can get after them. So yeah. And especially their defense has been really good against the pass lately. But this is the Patrick Peterson revenge game. So yeah. And plus, I don't think the Cardinals' receiving core is that good because I feel like their receiving core is a little bit overwhelming. So I think the Steelers' secondary can be sticky against an overwhelming receiving core a little bit. So yeah. So I like the Steelers to win this game, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and just take them. You know what? I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just take the 6.5 points with the Cardinals. I think they're gonna keep it close. I think the Cardinals will cover this game, but the only reason why they couldn't cover because Arizona's offense couldn't move the ball and their defense couldn't do nothing to contain Matthew Stafford. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say Steelers win like 20-13, something like that, or like 16-13, something like that. Because we know the Steelers' offense is having trouble scoring some points. So yeah, I think the Steelers can put up 20 in this game because last couple of games they put up over 20. So yeah, I think the Steelers win this game, but I'll take the. I'm just gonna go ahead and just take them both ways. I'll take the Steelers to win and cover. Next game, we have the Denver Broncos versus the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are favored by 3.5. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. Now, here's the thing. Now, I understand that Denver's on a hot streak right now because we know they won like 5 straight games. And especially, Russell Wilson's been playing like himself. He's getting back to where he was, and the defense is definitely playing as good as it is. And I feel like that Vance Joseph has done a fantabulous job with the defense. So, yeah. I feel like there's a chance I think Denver can win because I feel like their defense can definitely confuse CJ Stroud in this game. But I think that the Texans, with their offense, I think they can find a way to move the ball in this game. And especially on defense, I think they'll find a way to at least like confuse Russ and all that. Because the Texans' young offense is playing at a higher level right now, and they're starting to execute at a higher level as well. And Denver is a little bit too, because we've seen the Denver offense move the ball against a good defense like the Browns. So, but that's the Browns. But now they're just playing against a Texans team that's really hot right now. So obviously, I think this game is going to be close. But obviously, I'm going to go ahead and just take the Texans to win because I just think the Texans have the better quarterback. And I just think, they're at home, and I just think they're the more complete team as of now. So, yeah, I'm just going to take the Texans to win this game. But given those 3.5 with the Broncos, I think Denver is going to do enough to move the ball on the Texans. And I think, their defense is going to find a way to confuse CJ Stroud sometimes. And like I said, Denver's defense can get ran on sometimes. So is Houston. So basically, though, I take the Broncos with the points, but I'll take the Texans to win the game. All right. All right, next game we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Washington Commanders. Miami's favored by 9.5. I mean, I don't know why the spread is changing. So Miami's favored by 9. Now I know this is kind of a big spread, but obviously, I think it's going to be close because Miami's defense. I understand their defense played really well against the Jets. And we know Washington, they've been looking really bad lately, and especially they're on a losing streak. And Dolphins are starting to get hot right now. So basically, I think they keep this game pretty close, though. Because I feel like Washington, especially with Sam Howell, I feel like Sam Howell is not that bad. Like, I feel like he's 100% pretty good, and especially he's playing at a higher level. I think they keep this close in this game. I think Washington's going to move the ball in this game. And I feel like their offense, they're going to move the ball in this game. Eric Bieniemy might have a good game plan. I think they're going to move the ball in this game. But I like Washington with the points. But I'm taking the Dolphins to win because the Dolphins have the better quarterback. And I believe they have the better coaching. I mean, Washington's coaching is now starting to get bad. So I don't trust them right now because they're on a losing streak. And their coaching is kind of bad. So I get the Dolphins with the better quarterback, the better coaching staff, and Miami's is a more complete team. And Washington's defense have not been really good as of lately. I think Miami's offense, is going to go off in this game. I think Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, those guys are going to go off in this game. And Tua's going to have a big game as well. Like, he's going to do enough to throw the ball in the air against a Washington secondary that's not really good. Like, and plus, Washington doesn't have the corners to cover Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I think those guys are going to go off in this game. and they're just more explosive. And then Washington, on the other hand, I feel like Miami's defense can definitely give Sam Howell now offense some issues. I think Vic Fangio puts up a good game plan because Dolphins, they have the corners right now to cover Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dawson. I feel like Ramsey and Howard, they're gonna like find a way to at least like play one on one against those receivers and force Sam Howell, to throw the ball somewhere else and maybe force him to run and all that and force him to beat you. So yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna take the Dolphins to win this game. Maybe they win by a touchdown or a field goal, but I'm gonna take the points with Washington because I think Washington covers this game to keep it close. And especially, I feel like their offense is gonna put up some points in this game. So yeah. So give me Washington with the I'm gonna say like 30-27, 34-27, something like that, or like 34-30. So yeah, give me the Dolphins with the points. I mean, give me Washington with the points, but give me the Dolphins to win the game. All right, next game we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now Tampa Bay is favored by 3. They was favored by 5, but now the number changed. Now they're favored by 3. Obviously, this could be a best bet as well. I like Carolina with the points. I think Carolina can move the ball on the Bucks, and I feel like they can throw the ball on them. And defensively, they're not as bad as you think. Cause I mean, their defense played really good against the Titans though, but they couldn't really do enough to score. I mean, they only gave up 2 touchdowns, and then Panthers only had 1. I mean, the Panthers have not been looking good on offense lately. While the Bucks, they're pretty solid though. So obviously, I'm taking Tampa Bay to win this game because they're at home and they just have the better quarterback and they have better coaching. And we already know that Frank Wright is fired, so now the Panthers are now getting an intern head coach. I gotta look up his name. Let's see. It's gonna be Chris Taubert as his intern head coach. So yeah, I think the Bucks. So yeah, so Tampa Bay, I think they should move the ball in Carolina. Now we understand J.C. Horn is back, but I think they should move the ball against the Panthers defense that have not been really great. And I feel like they're starting to run the ball a bit better. And I feel like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are difference makers in this game. I don't think Carolina has enough corners to cover those guys. And I feel like Baker Mayfield's gonna have a good game here. And Todd Bowles, he's gonna have a good game plan against his young Bryce Young Bryce Young. Because Bryce Young, he's been terrible. And Carolina does not have a good their offensive line is not good. So I think Tampa's defense can take advantage of that because they have a really good defensive line that can really get after Bryce Young, and then they have the corners in the secondary, to match up well with Adam Thielen to cover Adam Thielen, and I kind of really feel that they're the Buck corners. I mean, they're not as bad as you think. Now Jamel Dean, we don't know if he's playing. But if he plays, I mean, they're gonna have a good corner group. So yeah. So basically, I think the I feel like the Bucks kind of have a better defense than the Panthers though, because I kind of really feel like their secondary. We understand they got some little bit of injuries though. Now Jamel Dean may not play now. Dean Delaney can step up for that number 2 ops role at corner. So yeah, and I kind of really feel like the Bucks secondary, they can be sticky. I feel like they can be sticky, especially against an overwhelming receiving core. Because I feel like their receiving core outside of Allen Thielen is not as good. So I feel like their secondary can at least play sticky against a Panthers offense that has been struggling to get something going. So yeah, I think they keep this game close, but I got the Panthers plus the points, but I'm gonna take Tampa to win because they're at home. I say to keep it close, like I'm gonna say like 20-13, something like that, or like maybe 20-16. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a defensive game. So I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Carolina with the points, but I'll take the Bucks to win the game. All right, next game at the Cleveland Browns versus the LA Rams. Um, the Rams are favored at 3.5. So I don't know why they're favoring this game. I don't know why, but I think they're favored because Watson's out. I don't know why they shouldn't be, but yeah. But actually, they're favored by 4. Now, this game right here can go either way. Now, most people may not pick the Browns to win because the Browns don't have a quarterback. And now a lot of people are now picking the Rams to win because the Rams are more healthier. But the Browns have been dealing with some injuries on defense. We know Ward is out, and we don't know about Myles Garrett playing. I mean, they have some injuries on defense, especially Amari Cooper's hurt. We don't know if he's playing. So the Browns got so many injuries though on both sides of the ball. So even if all these guys can't play, I think the Rams can win, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm picking the Rams to win because they're at home, they're healthier, and they're more stable with the quarterback position. And I just like how the way the Rams are playing right now on offense. They're starting to move the ball really well, and this defense, especially, is playing at a higher level right now. They're playing really good on defense, and especially the offensively, they're moving the ball. The Browns, they're starting Joe Flacco, and I don't think Joe Flacco is gonna do enough to we don't know if he's the same player though. I don't know about Joe Flacco. I feel like he could definitely make some throws in this game. So yeah. So obviously, I like the Rams in this game. I feel like without Denzel Ward, I think the Rams offense will go off in this game, especially, with Puka and Cooper Cup. I feel like the Browns defense may not have an answer for those guys. And and we know the Browns defense did not play as good last week because Russell Wilson was cooking at D. I think there's a chance I think Matthew Stafford has a chance to cook against his Browns defense. Even though the Rams, because I feel like this is a good matchup for Cleveland to win this game because they have a good pass rush that can get after Matthew Stafford because we know the weakness of the Rams is their old line. So I think the Rams, especially their old line, is playing better right now and they're starting to execute at a higher level. I think the Rams find a way to move the ball in this game. And I think, their defense have not been as bad. So yeah, I like them to keep it close in this game. But I'm gonna take the Rams to win this game. But I'm gonna take the Browns with the points. So yeah, I'll take the Browns with the points. I think they keep it close. I think their defense keeps it close in this game. So yeah. So I'm gonna say at least I'm gonna go with maybe 16-17 or 24-23, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns with the points, but I'll take the Rams to win the game. All right, next game we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. San Fran's favored by 3. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way, but ultimately, I am going to take, even though the game's in Philly, I'm going to take San Francisco to win this game. And the reason why I'm taking San Francisco to win this game is that I just think they have a better defense overall. I mean, the Eagles' defense have not been playing as a great lately. I mean, their defense kind of concerns me a little bit. I mean, they can stop the run, but I don't think they can stop the pass that good because literally though, we see them almost lost to the Bills though. And their defense, and they almost lost to the Bills because the Eagles, their defense did not play as good because they couldn't stop the pass. And I just kind of feel like San Francisco can do enough to move the ball on Philly. I feel like they can throw the ball on them, and I feel like they can win their matchups against the Eagles secondary, especially against their corners that have not been playing as really good lately. I think Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, those guys are going to go off in this game. And I just kind of really feel like that, the defense is probably going to find a way to give Jalen Hurts some issues. They're going to find a way to at least get some pressure on him because they have the pass rush to get after Hurts. Then their secondary they have the secondary to cover AJ Brown or Devonta Smith. So I think the only way the Niners are going to win this game is that their defense is going to have to play really good. They have to play very sticky in the secondary and probably force Jalen Hurts, to at least hold on to the ball and force him to beat you and force him to trail. So yeah, last time when these two teams played, Eagles really destroyed them because Jalen Hurts, the Eagles defense would definitely get after Brock Purdy, and especially offensively, they were moving the ball on them as well. So obviously, I think it will be close in this game because I think the only way that I think Philadelphia can win this game if they can make San Francisco trail. Because the only way is that Philadelphia can find a way to win this game is that if they make San Francisco trail. Now, we know the Eagles, the Eagles nearly, last week kind of looked at pretty poor against Buffalo. If they do the same thing against the 49ers, you're not going to come back and beat the 49ers. That's what I'm saying because they've been looking poor last week. And all of a sudden, it just came back on them. It's because their pass defense has not been playing really good. They gave up over 300 yards to Josh Allen, and then you did that to Dak Prescott. So yeah, so I think the Eagles defense finds a way. I feel like their defense can find a way to confuse Purdy, but I don't really know. But I think because I just kind of really feel that San Fran can run the ball on them a little bit. And I think defensively, they can at least find a way to at least get after Hurts. Like I say, I think the Niners can only win this game if they make the Eagles trail, and all of a sudden, because we know the Eagles nearly trailed against Buffalo last week because they couldn't move the ball and defensively they were letting guys open. So yeah, I think Brock Purdy can do enough to throw the ball through the air, and I feel like he's gonna make some big time throws, especially Jalen Hurts can. Because Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, those guys are going to be tough to cover. So, yeah, I think this game right here is going to be close, but it could be high scoring, though. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was a defensive game. So, I'm going to say 49ers win, I'm going to say 23-20, something like that. So, yeah. So I think the Niners win by a field goal in this game. But give me those points with the Eagles. I think the Eagles cover this game to keep it close and competitive, though. I think they're going to stay competitive in this game. But I think the only way they can stay competitive is that if the Eagles can move the ball on the Niners, and then the only way the Eagles, the only way the Niners, can win this game is that I feel like that they could definitely easily blow the Eagles out if they get up early. Because the Eagles did that last time when these two teams played. But I think San Francisco's probably going to want that revenge because the Eagles, whooped them last year. So I think San Francisco's going to win. Especially, I think Purdy could be a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Who knows? Because Purdy is now playing like a franchise quarterback. And especially offensively, they're moving the ball really well. So Brock Purdy could definitely be MVP this year. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised. Even Jalen Hurts can as well. So, yeah. So, basically, I'll take the Niners to win, but I'll take the Eagles to cover. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers. The Chiefs, this is a Sunday night game. Chiefs are favored at -6. Obviously, this game right here can go either way. I can definitely see Green Bay win this game because they're at home. And especially, their offense have definitely been playing really good as of lately. And Jordan Love, he's being patient with the ball and he's making some big time throws. I like how the way this offense is doing, especially this defense, it's been playing really good as of lately. So, yeah. On the other hand, the Chiefs kind of looked pretty poor against the Raiders in that first quarter. They did, though. Literally, though, the offense wasn't doing nothing until, the second half, and especially the defense was doing its job as well. But obviously, I know it's in Green Bay, though, but I got to take the Chiefs in this game because the Chiefs are a more complete team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching, and I think they have a better defense, though. And I feel like this defense can definitely be especially I think their secondary can definitely be sticky against a Packers receiving core that is a bit overwhelming, but their receivers are getting better right now. And we know there's no Aaron Jones in this game. We don't know about A.J. Dillon. And Jaden Reed's questionable. So there could be dealing with some injuries on offense. And defensively, they're dealing with some injuries as well. We don't know if Jair can play. I mean, they're deep. So, yeah. And on top of that, the Chiefs, are just much healthier on both sides of the ball. So I think Kansas City wins this game. But I say to keep it close. I'm probably going to say 30-24, something like that. Or 31-24. Because, Green Bay almost put up 30 in this game. And so, yeah. So, I feel like the only way if Green Bay wins this game is that the offense can just move the ball. Because we know against the Chiefs defense and the Packers defense just at least confuse Mahomes. I mean, the only way. But the last time when these two teams played, I mean, the Chiefs had barely won. And it's because, the Packers didn't really do much on offense. But I think they kind of do a little bit on offense to keep up with the Chiefs. So, yeah. So, I like the Chiefs to win this game, but I'll take the Packers to cover. All right, next game we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville is favored by 9.5. Now, we know this is a big spread right there. So, obviously, I got to take Jacksonville this game because I don't trust the Bengals right now because the Bengals could be looking to be on the downfall. Their offensive line has not been great. Defensively, they have not been looking great so far. I mean, they're getting ran on. Their defense is giving up too many big plays. And they're not stopping the run really good. I feel like Jacksonville is going to move the ball in this game. I feel like they can run the ball on Cincinnati. And they can expose the weakness of Cincinnati, which is their run defense and their pass defense as well. So I feel like Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big game, and I feel like the offense is going to move the ball. And then defensively, they've been playing as really good lately because they have I feel like they can find a way to at least stop the run of the Bengals because we know Cincinnati can't really run the ball that good because they don't really have a good rush offense. And then on the other hand, I think their secondary with their corners they have, I think they can find a way to cover Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I don't think Jake Brown is going to do enough to keep up with the Jacksonville because we know he struggled last week. I mean, if Joe Burrow was playing this game, I might take the Bengals, but without Joe Burrow, I can't. Because this team's looking like they're not a good team without him. But if Joe Burrow was playing, they may look to be a good team. So I think Jacksonville wins because they're at home. They're more stable at the quarterback position, and there's a more complete team, especially without Joe Burrow on there. So yeah. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville to win, but I'm just gonna take them to cover as well. So yeah. Well, those are all my Week 13 picks for this seat. Those are all my picks for Week 13. Thank you guys for enjoying. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more options. And don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think I'm crazy? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know who you got winning Week 13. Well, this is Emmanuel Jones, a big fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.